Building a personal brand is difficult. And what I've realized over the last number of years is that my brain works in cycles. My business, my brain works in cycles. So what I mean by that is as I get busier, it's harder for me to commit to making videos, harder for me to commit to making Facebook posts. It's harder for me to commit to doing Instagram, all of the above. And then as clients drop off and I have openings, and I'm like, oh, I need to market myself better in order to refill those positions. What I've been trying to do with this channel, with my other channels, with all of the stuff that I'm working on now over the last 8 months to a year has been just to stay ultra consistent. The last couple of weeks have been some of the most difficult that I've had in the last year, not because I'm stressed or frustrated. It's because we have literally closed so much business. And I mean, for the month right now, we're at the 12th. We're our closes and commitments are $225,000 for the month. We're not even halfway through. And I have turned on a beast of a machine, and I don't know when it's going to turn off. That said, I know that this is still important because the majority of our leads, the majority of our business is coming from organic social. In fact, I've been running Facebook ads for the last 7-8 months, and not one of those Facebook ads. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars, tens of 20s of 30, probably, I don't know where we're at with it. I have to do the math. Tens of thousands of dollars building out systems and automations and running ads, and not a single one has resulted. And I take that back. I lied. We sold a bunch of the that low ticket $27 thing. There's a link in the description, I think, if you guys haven't seen that. I'm not trying to push you down there, but if you want to look at it, it's actually a really good example of a good funnel. Like it worked. The problem with it was that it was the intention of it was to book calls that would then convert into higher ticket closing, and we didn't sell anybody into the higher ticket closing. We didn't sell anybody. And so Facebook ads, womp womp, have been a bust, a complete bust. What hasn't been a bust though has been organic marketing. These videos, believe it or not, even though I get, a couple hundred views, some of them have done pretty well. We get leads from them. Like every single day, we get leads. We book calls from these videos because people are like watching the content and they're trusting the content. Here's what I think is happening in the market. Here's what I'm thinking is happening in the marketing, in marketing in general, is that everybody is chasing quick wins. Everybody is chasing the fastest way to create an offer, market an offer, and launch everything without having to do a ton of work. And I'm watching, we work with Russell Brunson, and one of the things that he's been talking about lately in some of his content has been that there are marketing principles. There are things that you can do. There are actions that you can take, right? Monkey see, monkey do. Oh, this guy has a webinar. I'm going to copy his webinar, use AI, scrape it, have AI turn his webinar into my webinar, and then I'm going to use that webinar to sell stuff. Monkey see, monkey do. That works. But what very few people understand is why it works and how it works. And when you understand the principles of why and how, then it becomes really easy for you to make money and achieve success and sell product in any market because you know what those levers are to pull. So this is one of the things that I've been focusing on a lot, and I'm kind of going down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but to bring it all back together into this, ebb and flow of business. This is something that is extraordinarily important if you want to grow a business. There's a few steps. Number one, learning why marketing works, the psychology of marketing. I highly recommend you check out Russell Brunson's channel because there are fantastic lessons of success. I mean, the guy built $1 billion company. Fantastic lessons of success in his content and principles, like deep-rooted, deep-seated principles of success. He gets it. He understands the why. So understanding the why marketing works and then committing to staying consistent. These are the things. Now, if you're like me and you get too busy to market, then outsource some of your marketing so that way you can have it on autopilot, or turn it into something that is still regular, but it's not so regular that it's just soul sucking and draining. I mean, you guys know that when I started really getting active on this YouTube channel about 6-7 months ago, I was putting out videos every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturday. That was even my thing. I was like, I put out videos every day of the week, sometimes on Saturday. And then it's kind of tapered off. Then it was a couple times a week, and now it's kind of like 1-2 a week. I'm really wanting to get back because there's so many cool things that I'm doing that I want to share with you guys. But again, like I'm working 12, 13, 14-hour days the last few weeks, and it's prevented me from really like going deep on these videos or having the time to go deep. So this is what I'm going through right this second. It's obviously like, it can be stressful, but this is the life of an entrepreneur. Life of an entrepreneur is, I actually, let me read this to you. I sent a message to one of our new clients yesterday, and it was so good. I inspired myself. It honestly like didn't come from me, but here she said, I'm excited / nervous. She is hiring us to help her get her YouTube channel all set up. She's a business owner, and so she's paying us to get her YouTube channel set up. She says, I'm excited / nervous. And I said, I bet that won't change. Embrace it though. The key to success is not running from that feeling, but learning how to make good decisions and spot opportunity when you're in the middle of the nervous moments. Guys, this is the difference between winners and losers. Is the winners don't run from the things that scare them. They don't run from the things that make them anxious. They don't run from the panic attacks or the anxiety attacks or whatever that is. They learn how to work through it. Most people are afraid of that. And I mean, like, listen, I don't want to get into like the whole mental health space because there's like obviously like things that are harder for some people than for others. But I mean, if you think about it like this, if there are two people dealing with the same situation and the situation gives one of them a panic attack and the other one starts to panic, but then learns how to work through that panic attack and see it through and think clearly and make good decisions through it, guess which one is further along after the frustration, anxiety, stress subsides? It's the person who learned how to work through it. The person who learned how to think clearly. And guess what's going to happen? The person who had the panic attack, this guy who was crippled by his fear and anxiety and didn't work through it, is always like, in order for him to learn how to get through it, he's going to have to go through it. In order for him to learn what he needs to learn in order to get to that next level, he has to punch through that. But the guy who, forced himself to go through it is now stronger. The guy who forced himself to go through it is now smarter. He's wiser. And he's going to be exponentially better than person number one at achieving success faster because now he has a tool that he can put in his tool belt. Now he has a skill that he knows how to utilize in order to get through these difficult moments. The difference between successful people and people who aren't successful is that successful people learn how to think clearly and spot opportunity in moments of stress. That's it. Successful people do the stuff that other people don't want to do. And you might be like, well, what about like, let's see here. What's like a good job? What about somebody who owns a multi-million-dollar plumbing business versus a regular plumber? Well, they took on risk. They hired people. I mean, you don't have a multi-million-dollar plumbing business unless you take on risk and you go through stuff. Like otherwise, every plumber would be a multi-millionaire, right? The plumbers that are multi-millionaires, they took the risk. They went for the jobs that were hard. They gave the bids. They learned how to increase the value in which they deliver. They worked harder in customer service. They have hired people and have SOPs around hiring and around their business model and their business flow. The other person, the other plumber who's making $100K a year, has all the exact same opportunities. They could do the exact same thing, but they'd rather live in comfort than to stretch themselves that way. Some of you guys might disagree with that, and that's okay. It might not appeal to everybody, and that's okay. This is the lens that I see life, and through this lens, I have been able to make millions of dollars. So I'm content with that. All right, guys. That's all I got to say on that subject. Hey, if you have questions about this or about anything, leave them in the comments below. I want to answer questions for you. Also, if you need help with YouTube, click the link down in the description and come to AI Marketing World. If you haven't gotten a ticket to AI Marketing World, I'd love to see you there. We got so much momentum right now. Things are blowing up. So hope to see you guys there. See you on the next one. Bye.